Just wanted to take a quick peek outside to show you what we've been up to. Welcome to my garden. It is a mess right now. I will put a picture up, or a video clip rather, of when we put this together. But you're going to see things turned over because we've been getting some rain and we don't want them to fill with water. So let's take a look inside. That's my earth box, which I actually got last year. Haven't used it properly yet. Last year I just kind of used it as a stand. This is a stock tank that I got from a gentleman on Facebook Marketplace. I have 6 of these tubs that I got from Home Depot. The rest are back there, again turned over because I need to drill holes in them. This is my Vigo garden. You're going to see a lot of videos and info on this. I love it. I really like the touches that they put in it, like including the protective edging all around the top, because you can actually feel that some of these are kind of sharp. This one I got from Amazon. I have a second Vigo garden coming, a bigger one that's going to go over there in the corner. My pallets will be hopefully turned into a potting bench and hopefully a couple of stands. Over here we have my garlic that I started in the fall, which some does not look so hot. We will see how that goes, but I might have to give up on garlic or start some new garlic. These are my random planters that I got from Amazon last year, and I'm actually going to put one more bed here that kind of mimics this one across for a little aesthetics. I have this thing about aesthetics and being even. But anyway, so this is my starter garden. The whole area is about 14 feet by 35 feet. And I've done a lot of calculating and measuring, and I can fit quite a bit more stuff in there if I ever need to. But I think this will be more than enough space for me. All the wood chips came from Chip Drop. They dropped so many. I was glad that they actually showed up. I was glad that they dropped more than what we needed. But now we have extra to use and or get rid of. You'll see I filled the beds like halfway with those. I'm gonna have to take a little bit out of the beds because it might be a little bit too much in there. But it made a nice garden floor, and it was like a big old pine tree, so it smells great. Just a couple things I've heard are to not put the green material in your beds. So the pine needles parts were pretty big and easy to spot and pick out. Fine for walking on though, of course. And I'm not planting anything in the ground, so perfectly fine for down there. Now let's go inside. Been really busy. I've been shooting but haven't been editing. I'm going to change that this week, I promise. But let's just jump into it. All right, so over here my Farm 24XL is still pretty much exceeding my expectations. Let's start with the monstrosity Frankenstein over here. This is my Serendipity Dwarf tomato plant. I have so far gotten about 10 ripe tomatoes off of here. There's another one waiting right there. I saw a couple of babies. There's some new flowers. I've been pollinating, so hopefully I will have more soon. And this thing actually spans all the way over here into the pepper area. I actually had to chop down some off the top, and then I attached this grow light that someone gave me for the parts that refuse to stay under the light, to make sure I get some ripe tomatoes on this side as well. So what I did was cut off all the branches that were on the top, stick them here in a jar of water. Now these are new. Maybe it's only been like 3 days, I think. We'll see roots there soon. But some of the other ones I've done are here and here. They already have great roots in there. And then there's another one over here that's only a few days old, and it has great roots. So I could put these in another arrow garden if I wanted, but I think I'm just going to wait and put them outside. So since we're over here, we'll go with this. Cleaned out my Bounty Elite. That's where my fairy tale eggplant was, and my Chinese pink celery. I harvested all the celery after I forgot to water it one day and it dried out, but soaked it in cold water. It pepped right up. I've been slowly using it. The eggplant didn't do too well after a while. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe some root rot. So I'll be trying to combat root rot from the start now by using HydroGuard, which I'll leave a link to below. I've heard great things about it. It's supposed to keep your plants from getting root rot in hydroponics. Down here, we have my lemon spice jalapeno, which looks really beat up right now because I have been spraying it for these damn aphids that I am sick of. So this is another one. As soon as I am able, I'm going to move it outside so I can keep the aphids at bay better than I can inside, which makes no sense at all, but that's the way it is. And look back there on the wall, gnats. I'm tired of them too. So my plan with all of this, I have about 4 more weeks really before I can safely put things outside. But at that time, all of this is getting cleared out, all of it. Those are some heirloom cherry tomatoes. They are maybe about 50 days old. I need to check through my pictures and see when I actually started them. But these are from seeds that I saved from the ones that I've been growing up there. And I sprouted them, and look at them. They're so small and they already have a ton of flowers and they're beautiful. So we're going to see how those go. Over here we have some microgreens. Very lush microgreens. Let me see if I can show you the roots. Look at that. I got these great trays on Amazon as well that come with a top for germinating. Then we have just some extra over here in a little takeout container just on a paper towel. I'll put links to that below as well. Over here we still have my basil and chives. Look how gorgeous the basil is. I'm getting ready to do a big prune on that, and I'm going to root some more to make new plants. I have some rooting here. It's only been a few days and they do have roots, so I'll be able to put those in pots outside. This is another garden I've had problems with. This is my wild thyme and sage. Rosemary is in there, and oregano. So as you can see, it doesn't look great. This garden had root rot. Tried to save it, didn't work out too great. So I'm going to try to root some of these if I can, at least the sage and the oregano, and then I'll clear this garden out. Down here we have my sweet potato slips. So I've talked about this before, I think, but when you start sweet potato slips, you take a sweet potato, you stick the butt of it in a jar of water like this one. Okay, it's odd that this one has a slip on it that started a while ago, but it never really got roots on the bottom, but as long as it works. So eventually you will see it form roots like this and slips up top. When the slips get nice and long, you break them off and you put them in their own jar of water. Now these I just did yesterday, so they don't have any roots yet, but after a few days they will look like this. These are several weeks old, and they will form lots of roots and keep growing, and that's what you plant in dirt to get your sweet potatoes. Last year I started this very late, and I did get a few small sweet potatoes, but this year I'm going to make sure I start on time. So up here, I talked about my tomatoes. This is large red cherry pepper and mini jalapeno pepper. Both of these I would also like to move outside. You can see, look at all of those flowers. There are, I think, a couple of small peppers on here. Yeah, there's one. And then this one has several. I've gotten a few peppers off of there already, but I'm gonna have to do a nice big pruning at the top to get rid of the damage from trying to kill aphids, and it will recover. So if I prune off like all of this across here where it's gotten kind of light burn from spraying, it'll grow even fuller, and then I can keep it in control. See, it's hard to get rid of aphids in the house and whiteflies because there's no predators in here to take care of them. You can keep spraying for them, you can keep your bug zappers around, but if you miss even one bug, that's all it takes for the cycle to start all over again, and it's a pain in the butt. Over here we still have some of my older heirloom cherries that are doing just great. And then here's some rosemary. This is doing pretty good. It grows so slow. I'm gonna start some more because I would like to have quite a bit for when I start canning and stuff, so I have stuff to cook with. Let me fix this. And then I think I forgot to talk about my Cajun bell pepper on this side. So I've already harvested, let's see, one time I got 23 and then I got 38. And then this thing is still loaded with peppers. So this is a heavy producer. And they are really tasty and quite spicy. Here's one turning right in there. Look how pretty. There's some more over here. And once they start turning, they all turn pretty quickly. I have a container full of them in the fridge. And this is the geranium kiss tomato. So far, I've only eaten one tomato off this plant. It was quite a bit bigger than these, but it was really good. And so I see some turning here. New cluster here, new cluster up here. There's lots of flowers. So I need to do some pollinating, and I'm probably going to have to chop that soon. It's so strong and pretty though. But rooting tomatoes is so easy. It becomes kind of addictive, especially when you have the space for them. And tomatoes are useful for so many things with cooking and canning. So yeah, I do it and I love it. Now my random bags of things. I have some strawberry roots, some onion sets, seed potatoes, more onion sets, more potatoes, and over here we have some berry bushes.